that has been amended a couple of times. Chair recognizes Ms. Luna.
So in the name of avoiding watering down our initial amendment, I'm going to withdraw the initial motion. Chairman?
Okay. Without objection, so ordered. Okay, so now the chair recognizes Ms. Luna for Luna motion 3.
I think that was a Mace motion, sir. Oh, we're doing the next one, am I? Okay.
Okay, so, all right, we're going to go ahead and do.
Okay.
Chair recognizes Ms. Luna from Florida for her third motion.
Yes, I do encourage all of my colleagues to support this. As you know, with what happened with recent events in Venezuela, there was a leak of classified information, as well as resulting in one of the journalists that obtained that information. And I will say credits to the news agencies for realizing that American lives could be put in jeopardy if this leaked information was published. They did put the kibosh on it, but after the fact, Seth Harp proceeded to dox the Delta Force commander or a Delta Force commander associated or thinking that they were associated with the mission in Venezuela, resulting in his children and his family being harassed and targeted, not just by activists here in the United States, but potentially by narco-terrorists. I do encourage the entire committee to issue the subpoena of Seth Harp, as he should be held accountable for potentially leaking classified information and doxing service members, putting their lives and their family members at jeopardy by narco-terrorists.
Okay. So Ms. Luna's made that motion. Chair recognizes Mr. Garcia for an amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have an amendment to the motion made by Representative Luna. And to make that amendment, I just want to say, pursuant to Clause 2K6 of House Rule 11, the committee shall subpoena co-executors of the Epstein estate, Daryl Indike and Richard Kahn, to sit for depositions before the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. And Mr. Chairman, I'd like to explain the amendment.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I know, as you and so many others know, and certainly Ms. Luna is aware, Darren Indike and Richard Kahn were Jeffrey Epstein's longtime lawyer and accountant. A few people know more about what Epstein did and who he met with, and certainly his crimes, than the co-executors and beneficiaries of Epstein's estate. We've heard directly from survivors, as we all know, about both of those gentlemen. And to get justice for the survivors, which I think all of us in this committee want to get, we certainly should hear from these two men. And with that, I'd like to both support Representative Luna's motion and make this amendment.
All right. Does anyone else seek recognition on the Garcia amendment to the Luna motion? Chair recognizes Ms. Luna.
I also encourage my colleagues to support this. These individuals could potentially give the Oversight Committee access to financial records and potentially name names.
Okay. Any other members seek recognition? Seeing, okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the amendment.
Okay, go ahead, proceed.
Yeah, I think we all know in the military, it should be apolitical. If somebody saved your life on the battlefield, you wouldn't care if they were black or white, Democrat, Republican, independent, male or female. It should be apolitical. And some people risk their time, some people risk their money, but our men and women in the military oftentimes risk their life or give their life for our freedom. And doxing anyone in the military for any reason, it just goes against the founding principles of this country. It goes against everything that's great about our country, and it's totally wrong. And we should bring this guy in and hold him accountable.
Okay. Gentleman yields back. Any other members seek recognition? Seeing none, we're going to vote by voice on the Garcia amendment to the Luna motion. All those in favor of the Garcia amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the Garcia amendment to the Luna motion is agreed to. Now, would anyone want to discuss the Luna motion as amended?
I'd just like to add, Mr. Chair, that I support and certainly recommend House Democrats to support the Luna amendment.
Any other members seek recognition? Seeing none. All those in favor of the Luna motion as amended with the Garcia amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it and the motion is agreed to. The committee will now proceed with the Mace motion to subpoena the Department of, I'll recognize Ms. Mace to explain her motion.
Yes, this is to subpoena the immigration records of Ilhan Omar and her alleged brother, husband, and another husband whose names I cannot pronounce. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is the principal oversight committee of the U.S. House of Representatives and has broad authority to investigate any matter at any time under House Rule 10. And this particularly, the legislative thing that this would inform would identify reforms regarding immigration fraud and denaturalization processes, potential criminal liability, things that we needed to address statutorily and legislatively, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Garcia to speak on the Mace amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have an amendment to the motion made by Representative Mace.
State your amendment.
At the end of the motion, I'd like to add, pursuant to Clause 2K6 of House Rule 11, the committee shall subpoena all documents and communications from the Department of Defense regarding the military service record of Representative Corey Mills of Florida.
Amen.
All documents, communications, and contracts from the Department of Defense, Department of Justice, of Interior, of Homeland Security, and Department of State related to Representative Corey Mills of Florida. And any business in which he or any relative has a financial or controlling interest, including Packham Defense, Packham Solutions International LLC, ALS LLC, and any documents and communications from the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia, Ed Martin, in his personal capacity, and the White House regarding any communications around the February 2025 domestic violence incident in Washington, D.C., involving Representative Corey Mills of Florida. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to be recognized to explain the amendment.
Mr. Garcia amended the Mace motion. Does any other member seek recognition?
I'd like to just comment on the motion.
Go ahead.
Then
go
I
ahead.
can, if I can comment
I'll
on it after.
recognize Garcia, then Mace. Go ahead.
I just want to just begin by saying, broadly speaking, on the initial motion, Congresswoman Omar is a proud member of this body and an American, and as American as any member of this body. She's a public servant and a fighter for her constituents, and she represents the American dream. And I know I and House Democrats are honored and proud to support her and to serve with her. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has endured horrific attacks her entire time in public office, and we admire her courage. My motion requests documents on Corey Mills, a Republican from Florida, and I just want to note that this is not the best way of handling these types of issues, and we are introducing this only because this is being introduced on Representative Ilhan Omar. And so we are forced to make this motion and this amendment to Nancy Mace's, Representative Mace's, Nancy Mace's motion. And so with that, I conclude.
Gentleman yields back. Now, Chair recognizes Ms. Mace to speak on the Garcia amendment to her motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I support Representative Garcia's amendment, and you beat me to it. I was going to do this on the House Armed Services Committee, and I'm a little jealous that you beat me to it. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. It is the best sunshine, and if there are individuals, I don't care about party, I don't care about affiliation, this needs to be we need to get to the bottom of it and what's going on. And quite frankly, I don't think someone that allegedly is doing arms deals should be sitting on the Foreign Affairs Committee or the House Armed Services Committee. And if this is what gets to the bottom of what's happening over there, then I support it and I support the amendment, and let's do it.
But you yield back. You yield to me. So I've had several members request information about trying to determine if Ms. Omar was involved in any of the Somali fraud and this and that. The thing that I've told people is the Ethics Committee is set up to do that. That's what the Ethics Committee's sole purpose is to investigate members. So we've got a motion by Mr. Garcia to amend Ms. Mace's motion. Both the amendment and the motion seek this committee to investigate sitting members of Congress. That's not something the Oversight Committee does, but we're a Democratic committee, and I'm not telling anybody in here how to vote. You vote however you want. But that's what the Ethics Committee role is. That's their jurisdiction. And I just wanted to state that. And again, look, I'm for whatever. I'm for transparency. You all vote the way you want. This committee's wired. You're going to vote the way you want anyway. I don't think the ranking member can tell his members how to vote, and I can't tell my members how to vote. I'm just telling you that's what the Ethics Committee's sole
Mr.
purpose in life is. So,
Mr. Chairman,
just stating that.
on a point of order.
Mr. Chairman.
Which one do we want to? Mr. Lynch.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, if I believe you're correct in your assessment that that is not something within our jurisdiction. That would mean that that motion would be out of order, not subject to a vote, and let's do this anyway, even though it's not within our jurisdiction. That's a jurisdiction of another committee, and we normally and regularly refer matters that are not within our jurisdiction to other committees, and that's how that should be handled, sir. Yeah. That's my thought.
The previous chairman of the, I'm going to respond to Mr. Lynch's inquiry. The previous chairwoman of the committee from New York, remind me, Maloney. She said the Oversight Committee has jurisdiction over anything and everything. And I kind of tend to believe that. But now the Ethics Committee has primary jurisdiction. There's no question about that. Now, do we have secondary jurisdiction? Possibly, probably, whatever. I'm not.
Mr. Chairman, under Rule 10, we have the ability. We have full oversight of the U.S. House of Representatives.
We can do pretty much what we want in this committee, but I just want to make it very clear so we don't start going down this road, or this committee will just turn into, investigating other members, whoever's in control. That's what the Ethics Committee set up to do. I'm not. Look, Ms.
But
Mace,
as someone
you
beat
can
their
file any
wife
motion
and it
you
was
want,
covered
and Mr.
up, we
Garcia
should
can
find
file
out.
any motion.
Someone married their brother to commit immigration fraud. We should find out. That's what this committee can do.
I understand.
Let's not defame
girlfriend.
members of Congress. Mr. Chairman, I just want to add to you, I just want to agree, first of all. I think Oversight Democrats, we don't believe either of these motions should be discussed. This is not the place to be going after members in this way. If there's a concern about a member, it should be at the Ethics Committee. But if members on the majority are going to go after members in our caucus, we're going to do the same. And so if the Republican majority wants to remove this amendment or vote this amendment down completely, we would join you on that. But what we're not going to do is allow the attack on one of our members.
And I'm
Mr.
not
Chairman,
defending or opposing. I'm just saying that's what the Ethics
This is what we
Committee's
do up
supposed
here.
to do.
We just protect each other and protect our own, and nobody ever gets held accountable for anything up here. That's what this whole thing is BS.
It goes to the Ethics Committee.
Chair recognizes.
Which
Well,
then
we're
it
going
dies in
to
a black
vote on
hole.
this. Everybody's going to vote on this. We're going to vote on this because there's been a motion amendment. We're going to vote on the amendment and the motion. I'm just saying that's what the Ethics Committee is supposed to do. Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are a few times that myself and Mr. Lynch agree on things. I think he would admit that, as I have. But on this occasion, I feel he is correct. And while this committee may have the jurisdiction to do all manner of things, I think this is a dangerous precedent to set. The Ethics Committee is set up specifically for this task. And I empathize with Representative Mace that it seems like there is no accountability over and over again. And maybe in the case of Representative Omar and Representative Mills, I might even feel that way. But we have a process here for a reason, and the Ethics Committee is set up the way it is for a reason so that there is equal representation in a place that is hyper-partisan over the smallest of things. And so that there is a due process where American citizens, individuals in this body and serving members are treated fairly. That's why we have that committee. And if we're going to run members through a partisan committee which all the other ones are set up to be so, I think that that's going to be something that we might enjoy the outcome of at the moment, but will not enjoy the outcome at some future time when we're in the minority. And so on this occasion, I agree with Mr. Lynch, and I would encourage the chair to render this motion out of order. And with my remaining time, I would cede some time to Mr. Lynch.
I thank the gentleman, and he's correct. We don't agree that often, but I respect the gentleman. The other piece is this: is that anyone in the public can make an allegation of any member here for any reason, political or personal or otherwise. And if we're going to debate allegations from the public against members on this committee, then you are just exposed to whatever anyone throws at you. And all you got to do is spend about 1 minute on social media and think about the cruelty and falsity that can be tossed against any member. And then what the gentlelady is saying is that we want to debate the merits and the veracity of those allegations against us here in an open committee, rather than having it go to the Ethics Committee, who will be able to vet those allegations, and then if they are meaningful, bring something before the entire body. But we open every member now and in the future to terrible exposure to your reputation if you're going to handle every single allegation here in open public, regardless of how credible that allegation against a member might be. I just think it's bad for the institution, and there's another process that has worked in the past. Thank you. I yield back to the gentleman.
And I yield,
Mr.
Chairman.
Who's got the floor? Mr. Perry?
I yield.
And we.
Oh, if you want to engage in a colloquy, yeah, absolutely.
I don't disagree with what Ms. Mace is trying to do. I don't disagree with what Mr. Garcia is trying to do. And I don't know, I have no idea what the Ethics Committee is doing on either of these. But I think it's disappointing that Ms. Omar wasn't here for the Minnesota Somali hearing. I mean, that's something I think she should have attended. And I think Mills should, answer questions on the House floor. I think they both, there are a lot of questions the American people have for both of them. So I'm just saying, that's what the Ethics Committee.
Mr. Chair, did you just refer to it as a Somali hearing?
Mr. Chairman, as long as, hold on, as long as
it was a hearing on Minnesota. I know, it was a hearing on Minnesota.
Somalians committed billions of dollars of fraud. It was a Somali hearing.
Somali fraud. There was Somali fraud. There were lots of Somali fraud allegations today.
Mr. Chairman, if we can continue our colloquy, you're the chairman of the committee, and you can make a ruling. Now, we might disagree with the ruling of the chair, but I would tell you it is my position and my recommendation, humbly and respectfully to the chair, that the chair should render this motion invalid. And if we want to challenge the ruling of the chair, then we can do that and have a vote on that. But I think this is of substance enough and import enough that we treat it with the gravity that Mr. Lynch and others have suggested, not only in this circumstance, feeling the same way you do, and in total honesty, quite honestly, the same way that Representative Mace does about whether this has been adjudicated appropriately or untimely or what have you. The point is this the place, is this the process to do those things? And I would agree with my colleagues on either side of the aisle that this is not the place to do what's being implied here in this motion. With that,
and to answer your question on ruling the chair, you asked the question, that was what Mr. Lynch started with. We can vote on whatever we want. In consulting with the parliamentarian, we can vote for this. We can do this. I'm just saying. That's what the ethics.
I understand,
does.
Mr. Chairman.
So, Chair recognizes Mr. Garcia. Then
Thank you. Let me. And I think we may have. There's a. I understand. First, I want to also associate myself with the comments that were just made, and particularly with Representative Lynch. I think again, this is not the appropriate place for this. And we have filed the substitute motion because of the main motion that was filed. What I'd like to do at this time is I'm going to withdraw my motion and instead do a motion to table, the Mace motion. And if that motion does not pass successfully, then I will bring my substitute motion on Representative Mills back to the floor. But now we have an opportunity with this additional amendment. I'm withdrawing the Mills amendment, and my new motion amendment is to table the initial Mace motion. I hope everyone votes yes on that. I think that solves the issues that a majority of us are trying to solve, and we can move on to the next item. And so that is the new motion.
So Mr. Garcia made a motion to table. That's not debatable.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question.
It's not debatable, I'm sorry.
It's not-
But-
it's
but-
not- it's
but
not
state
about-
your request. You're a good
Yeah.
member.
I just have a question. And
Do it quick, because it's not debatable, but he will go ahead.
well, this is not about the motion to table. It's about, under the Ethics Committee, if they find evidence against a member, they can make recommendations for censure, for removal. If we were to conduct something like that here, what power does this committee have? Is it the same power as the Ethics Committee? I really agree with Mr. Perry, Mr. Lynch, that this might be a bridge too far. And if we're going to do this, then we need to know what the consequences are going forward for any other member who might, including a member of this committee, who might have issues raised. How far does this go?
Okay, all right.
Other than just, a public trial? I yield back.
All right. So all those in favor of the motion to table signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion to table is agreed to. Is there any other business which needs to come before the committee? Oh, okay. Yeah, Chair recognizes Mr. Higgins, and then we'll recognize
Chairman, I
Mr.
had
Presley.
sought recognition.
Go ahead. You are recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I had endeavored to remain silent, but I'm compelled to clarify for the citizenry watching and to remind my colleagues. Let me just ask you, Mr. Chairman, you're chairman of the Oversight Committee. Does this committee enjoy and do you possess the power to subpoena?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Does that authority to subpoena require a vote by this entire committee or debate regarding votes for subpoena of material or people? Thank you. So we are a serious investigative committee body, and yet we are presenting to the American people the concept that this is our subpoena procedure, that a member has to present a motion and there has to be a vote and absurd debate back and forth, that this is the means by which we determine whether or not a subpoena is issued in the Oversight Committee. I think it's insulting to the seriousness of the work that we do and that the staff of this committee performs every day. Every day. And seeking a subpoena, might I add, let me just put this out there, it's a furtherance of compulsion. Listen to your Uncle Clay, America. You don't just normally start out with a subpoena introduced as a vote by a member on a guy. This poor guy, Seth Harper, I don't know who he is. I had to Google him. We haven't reached out to him and asked him to come before this committee, and he said no. That's normally the first step. You call and email, you have an official communication from the committee reaching out to an American citizen, say, we'd like to talk to you, and as part of our legislative purpose, we're conducting investigative work, you're included, will you come talk to us? Then if they say no, you take the next step, which is usually a more strongly worded letter, and then you get to the point where you can rightfully use your subpoena authority in a judicious and conservative manner. And yet, because of the behavior of this committee in recent months, it has been presented to the American people via C-SPAN that the way we pursue a subpoena in this committee is by the introduction of a motion for a vote to subpoena something or someone. That's not the way it's done. Mr. Chairman, I'm voting no on all of this because I object to this process that is false and not reflective of the serious investigative work that the Oversight Committee performs day in and day out. And I yield to the chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Clay. Very well said. Very well said. Chair recognizes Ms. Presley.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My motion to subpoena is pretty straightforward. It's timely and also germane. It's the only subpoena that is relevant to today's hearing. Earlier today, a woman was shot multiple times and killed by immigration enforcement agents in Minnesota while we were holding a hearing on the state. And while there are claims that ICE did nothing wrong, the officials in Minnesota say otherwise. And since this committee is responsible for oversight of federal law enforcement, we must investigate. This subpoena will help us get to the truth, and it should have bipartisan support. And I urge my colleagues to vote yes.
All right, gentlelady yields back. Any other members seek recognition on the Presley?
Yes.
Who said? Do we have anybody on our side? Okay, Mr. Ranking Member, and then I'll go to.
Thank you. I'll actually I just want to add that I obviously support the Presley motion. I think it's relevant to today's conversation, so I want to thank her for the motion. I want to yield the rest of my time to Congressman Krishnamurthy, please.
I just wanted to give a little context to Ms. Presley's excellent motion for those who haven't had a chance to see this video. This video from Minnesota is deeply, deeply disturbing. It shows a federal immigration enforcement operation on a residential street in South Minneapolis where families live. Agents move in on a civilian vehicle, weapons are drawn, the car is boxed in, shots are fired, a woman is struck and dies, and if you look at the video, you can see that the officer actually shoots the woman point blank in front of the windshield. The footage does not show an unavoidable imminent threat or that lethal force was the only option. From what can be seen, the woman was trying to drive away. That raises serious questions about judgment and de-escalation. A woman is dead. Her family now carries a permanent loss. This should never have happened. When federal agents use deadly force, the burden of justification is extraordinarily high, regardless of the mission. Oversight requires sworn testimony. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem must appear before this committee. I will press to subpoena Secretary Noem and force a vote again and again until she explains on the record why a woman is dead following a federal operation captured on video in a residential neighborhood. If Secretary Noem has nothing to hide, she should have nothing to fear from testifying before this committee. I hope she will come before this committee voluntarily. This committee must do its duty. Thank you, and I yield back.
Yield back. Any other members seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognize Mr. Gosar, and then I'll get to Clay.
Yeah, I think the error of what the gentleman is talking about is good, but I think it has to be across the board. And what I mean by that is that there were instigating factors by the mayor that antagonized the situation. And anybody that, if it was found that there's innocence here, then we should presume everybody's innocent until proven guilty, that they also are on the line. That if they combatively took on the police or not just the police, but the oversight, the folks from immigration, they should be charged as well. So I think it should be open all the way across the board so that it's equal and adjudicated.
Do you yield to Mr. Higgins? Would you yield to Mr. Higgins?
Did you yield?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I thank my colleague, Mr. Chairman. The split-second decisions that an officer has to make on the street, man, everything's on the line, literally. And whereas I fully support a thorough investigation of this officer-involved shooting and every officer-involved shooting, I ask my colleagues to back up from this request, and I'm going to oppose this motion, but I think it should be withdrawn because I ask that my colleagues look at this motion within the context of what you're actually asking for. You're asking for a slice of evidence void of the full spectrum of the required investigation. This is the sort of thing that we should absolutely, as a republic well rooted in criminal justice procedure over the course of 250 years of learning and growing and developing as a nation regarding the protection of the innocent, which is every American accused of a crime until proven guilty. And the process for investigation should be thorough and slow and calm. And here we are again. We're leaning towards show me the video.
Mr. Will the gentleman yield for a
I will
question?
close by saying I'm going to yield my time back to Mr. Gosar. I'll close the time that's been yielded to me by saying maybe I'm the only guy in here.
Would you yield for a question,
that
Mr.
has brought,
Higgins?
no, madam, the time was yielded to me.
Just a question to you.
Please respect that. You could be recognized. But when you're recognized, you can ask me a question. I'm happy to answer it.
Okay.
Maybe I'm the only guy in here that has brought many people in the back of my squad car to jail to be booked, did the initial arrest. It was not uncommon. Hear me, my colleagues. It was not uncommon from the back seat of my unit. It would say, show me the video, man. Show me the proof, man. And I would say, sir, this is the arrest part. Later comes the trial part, and you'll have a shot to look at all the evidence that the prosecution has. So we're falling into that category of being too quick and cute for our own good here. We should allow the investigative authority under thorough and complete and vigorous oversight by Congress, yes, but not to the extent that we're interfering with the investigative authority by voting and mandating that evidence of an investigation, a small slice of it, be presented for public purview. We should be calm and judicious, and I yield the time that was kindly yielded to me back to Mr. Gosar.
I thank the gentleman, and I move to table the motion.
Mr. Chairman, can I speak on the motion?
Not debatable. Motion has been made by Mr. Gosar of tabling the Presley motion. All those in favor of tabling signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no.
No.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion to table is agreed to.
Can we get a recorded vote on this?
Recorded vote has been ordered. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Jordan. Mr. Jordan votes yes. Mr. Turner. Mr. Gosar. Mr. Gosar votes yes. Ms. Fox. Mr. Grothman. Mr. Grothman votes yes. Mr. Cloud. Mr. Cloud votes yes. Mr. Palmer.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Palmer votes yes. Mr. Higgins. Mr. Higgins votes yes. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Sessions votes yes. Mr. Biggs. Mr. Biggs votes aye. Ms. Mace? No. Ms. Mace votes no. Mr. Fallon?
Aye.
Mr. Fallon votes aye. Mr. Donalds? Mr. Perry? Mr. Perry votes aye. Mr. Timmons? Mr. Timmons votes aye. Mr. Burchett? Mr. Burchett votes aye. Ms. Boebert? Ms. Boebert votes aye. Ms. Luna? Mr. Langworthy? Mr. Burleson? Mr. Burleson votes aye. Mr. Crane? Mr. Crane votes aye. Mr. Jack?
Aye.
Mr. Jack votes aye. Mr. McGuire?
Aye.
Mr. McGuire votes aye. Mr. Gill? Mr. Gill votes aye. Mr. Garcia?
No.
Mr. Garcia votes no. Ms. Norton?
No.
Ms. Norton votes no. Mr. Lynch? No. Mr. Lynch votes no. Mr. Krishnamurthy? No. Mr. Krishnamurthy votes no. Mr. Khanna? No. Mr. Khanna votes no. Mr. Mfume? No. Mr. Mfume votes no. Ms. Brown? Ms. Stansbury? Ms. Stansbury votes no. Mr. Frost? No. Mr. Frost votes no. Ms. Lee? Ms. Lee votes no. Mr. Kassar? Mr. Kassar votes no. Ms. Crockett? No. Ms. Crockett votes no. Ms. Randall? No. Ms. Randall votes no. Mr. Subramaniam? Mr. Subramaniam votes no. Ms. Ansari? No. Ms. Ansari votes no. Mr. Bell?
No.
Mr. Bell votes no. Ms. Simon? No. Ms. Simon votes no. Mr. Min? No. Mr. Min votes no. Mr. Walkinshaw? Mr. Walkinshaw votes no. Ms. Presley? Ms. Presley votes no. Ms. Tlaib? Ms. Tlaib votes no. Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman votes yes.
Has any member not voted or any member wish to change your vote? Seeing none, will the clerk tally the votes?
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 19, the nays are 21.
The motion to table fails, and we will proceed to, I assume, vote unless people want to debate this more.
Mr. Chair.
Chair, any other members seek recognition?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Fallon, go ahead.
Chairman, I'll be very brief because it's been a long day for all of us. Listen, I'm all for transparency. This incident, as the member from Massachusetts said, this incident just happened today. I'd like to give DHS a chance to release anything related to this. This is a very serious matter. I've only seen one video myself. I've heard that there's other angles. So I'd like to see the process play out. And this is, I think this is out of order and it's not our role. So I agree, yes, that we need to learn the truth and see all the evidence, but I'm going to trust the process. And I yield back.
Mr. Chairman.
Do you yield to Ms. Mace Yes.
I yield to Ms. Mace.
And I'll
All right.
be
Go ahead.
fairly quick. I support the subpoena. After the first two videos went viral, there was a third video that appeared to show the ICE agent being struck by the vehicle. My understanding, he is in the hospital now. And so I think getting it out there on what happened, again, sunlight is the best disinfectant. But I also want to recognize, as I'm supporting this subpoena, why this happened, why we're here today is because for years now, ICE agents, police officers, conservatives, Republicans have been dehumanized. ICE agents have been called Nazis, fascists. Today we heard the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, literally try to incite violence and a riot and war against the federal government today. You heard the mayor of Minneapolis drop the F-bomb. And so when I hear my colleagues across the other side of the aisle talk about judgment and de-escalation, we are the ones that have been judged. ICE officers have been judged. The de-escalation isn't happening. This violent rhetoric is causing violence, and people feel emboldened to be violent. The other thing I wanted to mention is that today, Kristi Noem, bring her to the committee. I support that. She did address this today, what happened in public. It was one of the first things she talked about this afternoon, right after it happened. I believe within an hour or two, she very publicly provided an answer that was very clear and detailed on what happened and why. But I would encourage everyone to think about why we're here today. I mean, and this kind of rhetoric has just got to stop, but release it all. Release all the camera footage, body cam. I'm all for it, and I'll be voting for it. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Chair recognizes.
Chairman?
Okay. Recognize ranking member, then we'll go to Burchett.
Thank you. No, I was just going to say that obviously the motion to table didn't go through, and Oversight Democrats are ready to vote on the motion.
You want to? All right. Burchett.
Point
sir.
of clarification, what exactly are we voting on?
We're voting on a motion to subpoena, a Presley motion to subpoena the Department of Homeland Security for all documents and footage related to the murder of a woman by ICE in Minneapolis, Minnesota today.
Mr. Chairman, I want to clarify that word.
Go ahead.
The death of a woman.
Well, it says murder on the motion.
Okay. Well.
And Mr. Chair,
Question.
Mr.
Questions,
Chair.
questions.
Mr. Chair, I just want to be clear because I'm not sure if it's stated in the motion and you failed to read it, but I would like the record to reflect that the woman who was killed, her name is Renee Nicole Good, so that hopefully we won't have any confusion about.
It's not in the motion, but the question's been called for. We're going to vote on this. The clerk call the roll.
Mr. Jordan? No. Mr. Jordan votes no. Mr. Turner? Mr. Gosar? No. Mr. Gosar votes no. Ms. Fox? Mr. Grothman? Mr. Grothman votes no. Mr. Cloud? Mr. Cloud votes no. Mr. Palmer? Mr. Palmer votes no. Mr. Higgins? Mr. Higgins? Mr. Higgins votes no. Mr. Sessions? Mr. Sessions votes no. Mr. Biggs? No. Mr. Biggs votes no. Ms. Mace?
I didn't realize it said murder. I'm a no. This was not murder.
Ms. Mace votes no. Mr. Fallon?
Nay.
Mr. Fallon votes nay. Mr. Donalds? Mr. Perry? No. Mr. Perry votes no. Mr. Timmons? No. Mr. Timmons votes no. Mr. Burchett? Mr. Burchett votes no. Ms. Boebert? Ms. Boebert votes no. Ms. Luna? Mr. Langworthy? Mr. Burleson. Mr. Burleson votes no. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes no. Mr. Jack.
No.
Mr. Jack votes no. Mr. McGill. Excuse me, Mr. McGuire.
No.
Mr. McGuire votes no. Mr. Gill. Mr. Gill votes no. Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia votes yes. Ms. Norton.
Yes.
Ms. Norton votes yes. Mr. Lynch.
Yes.
Mr. Lynch votes yes. Mr. Krishnamurthy. Mr. Krishnamurthy votes yes. Mr. Khanna.
Yes.
Mr. Khanna votes yes. Mr. Mfume. Mr. Mfume votes yes. Ms. Brown. Ms. Stansbury. Ms. Stansbury votes yes. Mr. Frost. Mr. Frost votes yes. Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee votes yes. Mr. Kassar. Mr. Kassar votes yes. Ms. Crockett. Ms. Crockett votes yes. Ms. Randall. Ms. Randall votes yes. Mr. Subramaniam. Mr. Subramaniam votes yes. Ms. Ansari.
Yes.
Ms. Ansari votes yes. Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell votes yes. Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon votes yes. Mr. Min. Mr. Min votes yes. Mr. Walkinshaw. Mr. Walkinshaw votes yes. Ms. Presley. Ms. Presley votes yes. Ms. Tlaib. Ms. Tlaib votes yes. Mr. Chairman.
No.
Mr. Chairman votes no.
Does any other member wish to vote? If not, any member wish to change your vote? Seeing none, the clerk will tally the vote.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 20, the nays are 20.
It is a tie, so the motion fails. Does any other member have any business before the committee? Seeing none, with that and without objection, all members have 5 legislative days within which to submit materials and additional written questions for the witnesses, which will be forwarded to the witnesses. If there are no further business, without objection, the committee stands adjourned.
Thanks guys. Appreciate it.